Hey Jennifer, welcome to the CoachRx app. This will be a brief introduction of some of the main features. There's a lot that we can do with this, but I wanted to, in about 5 or 10 minutes, give you an introduction to how you'll use it most of the time. So, starting off, this is the screen that you'll see and probably already have seen when you open up the app. The first thing to take note of here is going to be this messaging feature in the app. So in that top right hand corner, you'll see this blue box. This is a great way to reach out to me with questions, comments, any information that might be relevant to your coaching experience. I always prefer for clients to over communicate rather than under communicate. If I don't know what's going on, it's hard for me to give targeted advice to help you. So if you're struggling with something, please don't hesitate to let me know about. No judgment whatsoever. You can even use the paperclip icon to attach things like pictures, maybe if you photograph a meal that you had, or you film yourself doing a particular exercise, there's a place to attach it there. It will simply open up your camera roll and you can select what videos you want to send my way. So, starting off though, we've got your view of the week. And you can see that there's nothing prescribed or RX'd for today. But if we skip over tomorrow, you will see that we have two options here. We have our training, so that's the dumbbell icon, and then we have our lifestyle goals. So those are the two main sort of categories or ways of grouping the goals that we have day in, day out. Now this is, again, as it says, just an example workout. We will customize your training to you, but this is just here as a placeholder to kind of give you a sense of how things work. So if you were to get into the gym or even an at-home workout, you would simply click on that and click on Start Workout. Now, typically when I program a training program for a new client, the first thing you'll see is a screen that says Coach Notes, and there will be a short video of me talking through the main technique cues and purposes of that specific workout, things I want you to be thinking about as you perform these different movements. But in this case, we're just getting straight into it, starting off with a leg press is this example here. So on the top left, just under the name of the exercise here, we have your exercise history. Now I went back and added a workout for last week as if you had done it and completed those reps. This is going to be where you will find your exercise history, right? The weight and the repetitions that you have logged on that particular exercise in the past. This is going to be your first stop every time you get into the gym and do a new workout, because that's going to determine the goals that we set for ourselves for our training for that session. We'll be performing strength training using what we call progressive overload, meaning that we want to see increases in performance over time. In this case, we've got a leg press exercise, and our targeted rep range is somewhere between 6 and 12 reps, and we're doing this for 2 sets. Last week, according to this example, we got 10 reps on the first set, and then 9 on the second set, and then 90 pounds was the weight that was used, right? So this is how we notate and log our sets and reps for our different exercises. So in this case, as I'm looking at my past performance, I know that I'm trying to work my way up to the top end of this rep range of 6 to 12 before I add additional weight. So my goal for myself for this workout would be to get 11 reps and 10 reps with the same weight and the same technique. More on that later, but just to kind of get you started. The other thing to pay attention to here is your demo video. So this will connect you to a video clip of someone demonstrating that particular exercise. In this case, this is a hammer strength machine, very similar to one that you have at the Healthplex. I can also record my own tutorial videos and upload them to the app, so occasionally you might see me demonstrating an exercise or having a recorded voiceover explaining some of the main technique cues that I want you to be thinking about. So you would simply add your results as you complete them. So if we succeed in our goal of progressing over the last session, we get that 11 reps and then 10 on the second set. I would simply log that here. One of the features that I love for my clients to use is to submit videos of themselves training so I can offer technique feedback. Again, over here on the right, we have our paperclip icon. This is simply going to open up your camera roll so that we can see any, you can attach a video to that. Just prop your phone up in selfie mode against an adjacent piece of equipment or somewhere on the floor where you're in frame, and give me a clip of you working out and performing that exercise. This allows me to give technique feedback on how we can improve, even if we don't have the opportunity to work together all the time. Then once you're done, you'll simply hit completed, and you can leave comments on the workout here as well. And then you would swipe from right to left to move on to the next exercise. And repeat that same pattern. Check your exercise history. Use that to determine what your rep target is for that workout based on your previous performance as we work towards getting stronger over time. So we would simply go through and add those results. 12 and 11 by 70 pounds. You can see how I've abbreviated the set and rep notation there. This is just telling you that I want you to do 2 sets, and we should be using a weight that's challenging in that 6 to 12 rep range. So we would simply continue through the exercises like so, consulting our exercise history to determine our goals for what numbers we should be trying to hit on that particular exercise. In this case, we've got a dumbbell lateral raise performed in a seated position. You'll notice that my preference here is to use the total weight you're using for that exercise. So in this case, you'd be using 10-pound dumbbells, one in each hand, but your total load for the exercise is 20 pounds. Again, if you put 10s in there with a S to kind of pluralize it at the end, totally fine. Not an issue as long as we both know what weight you're working with. Again, here's another demo video. This is one that I've recorded a tutorial for with some voiceover, so those are really great to consult as you're going into an exercise. So we would simply continue on from working through that that workout, and then once you're done, you've entered all your results, you will hit finish workout. Every time you complete a workout, I get notified that a client finished their workout, and very often I'll chime in with a comment to give you a thumbs up or give you some positive reinforcement. So we'll leave it there as far as the training is concerned. More we can get into on that in the future. Lifestyle is quite simple. So this will be goals that could be getting a certain step count in, getting a certain hours of sleep every night. It could be nutrition related. Lots of different lifestyle goals we can choose from. In this case, for this example, I've chosen our daily step count. This is a great way to increase our daily energy expenditure and help us lose weight through a calorie deficit. More on what that means later. I can set a range. So we have a spectrum of what success looks like for us based on what's achievable in our current circumstances. So in this case, anything between 5,000 and 12,000 steps would count as a success. We'll kind of refine what those realistic targets are like for you as I learn more about your current lifestyle. So you would simply type in, hey, I checked my Fitbit at the end of the day, or my Apple Watch, or whatever it may be, and I got 6,200 steps, and that check mark is going to turn green, indicating that you got into your target range. And then you would simply click Finish Lifestyle, and then that's it. You have checked off your workout and your lifestyle boxes for that particular day. One final thing to know before I wrap this up. So I'm going to switch over to my client account so it looks a little bit more similar. You can also use the app to book our weekly consultation appointments through the app. Again, you can use the Calendly link that you've used to book our previous consultations and our upcoming workout on Tuesday. But if you go to the profile button on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen down here, and you scroll down, you can go to book a call. And then come up here, click on book a consultation, and this will take you directly to my Calendly link so that you can choose your weekly consultation Zoom appointment at the time of your preference. So more features we can get into the app later on, but these are the basics. Please let me know if you have any questions or if anything was unclear.